Hi, welcome back to Thislovelystitch. On this channel, we create what we love and explore the creative process. In today's video, I'll be going over 20 free knit designs that you can make that are perfect for Valentine's Day. Some of these are very explicitly Valentine's with hearts and like very frilly Valentine's coded things. Others are just more elegant, more subtle, day-to-day kind of outfits or patterns and styles. So there's something for everyone here. If you are a crocheter, I've already made and posted my crochet roundup for Valentine's Day, so make sure to go check out that video. And without further ado, let's get started. So pattern number 1 is the knit bow scarf by Karen. I just think this is one of the patterns that's very elegant, very chic. It kind of is giving like New York winter, New York Valentine's Day. So I think whether you make this in pink and in white like the sample or black, it's like great for all seasons, great for all styles. So definitely love this one. May actually have to end up making it. I'm just looking down to see my notes to make sure I get all the names right, and linked in the comment or description down below, I'll have the slideshow that has all the names of the patterns and the designers. Okay, pattern number 2 is the Bows on the Go cardigan, and this is also by Karen. I think this is super pretty. It's giving very like whimsical, and I think right now, especially with like the bow motif trending a lot, this will be a really cute addition to anyone's wardrobe. Switching it up a little bit from garments, for pattern number 3, I have the Modern Heart Twist Blanket by Red Heart. And I think this is a great pattern and a great blanket because it can definitely be a huge stash buster. Just from a quick glance, I'm catching like 5 or 6 different colors in this blanket. So that's a lot, especially if you have a lot of different colors that you're waiting to use up. This could be a great blanket to create something that still looks organized and cohesive, but is using what you already have. So yeah, I think this is really beautiful. I think especially if you were to tone down the colors a little bit and do neutrals or do a more scrappy look, it can definitely be multi-seasonal and not so like blatantly in your face Valentine's Day, if that makes any sense. For pattern number 4, we have the Heart Parade socks, and this is going to start a string of some socks. I've knitted socks once before, but these look really pretty and actually really accessible. It looks like a basic sock pattern from what I can tell. It's by Drops Design, with a ribbed cuff at the top, and they're a little bit longer than I would say like normal, like mid-thigh length socks, or mid-shin length socks. So I think they're really cute. It has hearts around the cuff and then also right above the toe area. So I think this is really cute. I think this is another great way to show personality. You could, instead of doing red like the sample has, you could do a neutral, like a gray neutral with whatever your favorite color is or the gift recipient's favorite color is. So I think this is really cute. And socks are, even as a beginner who like learned to make socks last year, it's a pretty fast project. So I think socks are great as a gift. Leading into pattern number 5, which is the Heart Dance socks, again by Drops Design. This one is a little bit different because it doesn't have it has a much longer rib section, and it also has the hearts in a different place. So the heart this time is actually on the toe and then on the back of the heel. I'll have the photo right here so you can see. But yeah, I think this is just different. I really like the heart design at the back of the heel, just because I think it's nice that like when you're walking, people can see that there's kind of a heart thing going on, versus if it's like around your toe or if it's smaller, it's maybe a little bit harder to see. So yeah, that is design number 5. Design number 6 by Drops Design is the Queen of Hearts socks. These I think are super elegant. It's definitely more of an advanced pattern, but I think it's definitely worth it, especially if you use a variegated yarn like they use in the sample. I think this is a really great way to have a very color complex pattern without actually having to change colors and have like multiple colors going on. Like this pattern right now, it looks like it's 2 colors. They're using the black as the background and then some kind of variegated pinkish red color for the contrast color. So this is a great kind of pattern or design if you want to show off a really unique yarn that you've been holding on to but are not sure how to use it yet. Pattern number 7 is the Queen of Hearts set. So this is using a similar motif as the socks I just showed, also by Drops Design, but this time it's a hat and glove set. I think this is great, especially since as someone who lives in Georgia and Maryland, February is not quite warm spring weather yet, so hats and gloves and winter wears are definitely still useful. So if you know someone or if you yourself live in a colder climate, I think even doing the hat, gloves, and the socks together as a set would be super cute and such a great gift. Pattern number 8 by Drops Design is Dear to My Heart sweater. I think this is really pretty. I think this is another pattern where it's not super obviously Valentine's. I think it's very girly and kind of coquette and whimsical. So you really could make it work for a lot of different styles depending on what colors you choose to use. And if you stay away from that kind of like reddish pink, what we think of when we think of Valentine's Day colors, you can really make this versatile for year round, and and depending on what fibers you use, if you like use a cotton or a lighter blend of yarn, you can make it wearable, so it can be more of a transition piece. So not quite a heavy, thick winter sweater, and more of a kind of getting a little bit warmer under a jacket spring sweater. Pattern number 9 is the Storybook Heart, and this is a bookmark by Drops Designs. I think this is really pretty. I think it's a good way to use up scrap yarn. This takes up very little yarn, less than 50 grams. So it's great if you have some scraps, and you can really personalize it for the reader in your life by matching the color of the bookmark to whatever book they're reading or what their favorite color is. For design number 10, I have the You Heart hat. That's a tongue twister for sure, and this is by You Yarns. I think this is really pretty, and it's great for beginners who are trying to slowly venture their way into lace work. We definitely have some like, not picots, I'm trying to think of exactly what it's called, but like yarn over gaps inside of this hat. So I think this is a great way to create a more kind of interesting, complex design using beginner skills or skills that are accessible to like maybe an advanced beginner. So yeah, I really like this hat, and again, all these patterns are free, so it's a great resource if you're still learning how to still learning how to knit, still learning how to knit lace. This is a great quick project. Speaking of quick projects, we have project number 11, which is Hearts by Fluff and Fuzz. This is just a simple little stuffed heart. I think that this would be great, this like little motif. It may seem kind of useless, but it could be something that you like add to a larger gift, like tying a piece of ribbon to the end and using the heart to like put it around a bundle of flowers. I'm trying to think of some other ways you could use it. You could add some ribbon to it to make a bookmark. You could add this to a pillow. So there's so many ways you could use this motif. So I think it's great. I love it when patterns and designers section off like little pieces of the pattern. That way you can use it on your own to add to other works that you're working on. So that is the Hearts pattern by Fluff and Fuzz. Pattern number 12 is Lots of Love Gnome by Billy and Ba. This is actually a gnome design pattern, but they show it in a couple different colorway patterns and give you some options, which I really like, because the option that's on the right hand side, the pink one, has some yellow and blue in there, so that could be good to bust some of your stash. Or if you just want it to be very traditional Valentine's Day, you could just stick with the red and white. But I think this is a great pattern, a great way to use very simple color work in an approachable way. And because it's a small project, you get that instant gratification of finishing a project, having it done quick. So yeah, great quick project, great last minute gift. On to project number 13, which is the Love Socks by Devin Clements. This is very similar to the socks I was talking about before, where it has that heart motif on the heel. But what I like about this pattern and what I think makes it different is how they use stripes. I think the stripes just make it more versatile, also makes it more long lasting. In my experience, knit and crochet projects, specifically socks, that are in one color are more likely to look worn down, just because staining happens, wear and tear happens, and when it's all one color, it's easy to see and pick out what is different. Versus when you have stripes or more variegated or more going on just in general, it's a little bit harder to see if there's a little stain, a slip stitch. Smaller mistakes are harder to pick up. So if you're looking for a reason to incorporate more color, more unique designs in your life for your knitting patterns, Love Socks by Devin Clements is a great pattern to add. Pattern number 14 is the Cup Heart by let me make sure I say this right. Anya Lomacina cup heart pattern, and this is just a little cup cozy. It's adjustable for different cup sizes. I looked into the pattern a little bit, so if you're worried that you have a really big mug or a really small mug, she does give instructions on how to size up or down, and this is super beginner accessible because it's only using pearls and stockinette stitch. So this is really something that anyone of any anyone of any knitting level can do, and especially with it being all one color, you can change the color for what you like or what your whoever you're giving it to, what colors they like, and match it to your coffee cup. Pattern number 15 is the Party Hardy Mosaic Baby Blanket by Bernat. So blankets are definitely more of a commitment, but I think that because this is the baby blanket, it's very approachable. In my experience, baby blankets are much quicker to whip up. I can do it in like 2 weeks. And I think the mosaic baby blanket is really beautiful. You're only using 2 yarns, so it's very easy to manage as far as colorwork blankets go. And I think it just creates such an intricate and timeless design. And it's also kind of baby proof because you have those 2 colors and a very complex pattern. Again, harder to see stains, harder to see wear and tear, and just more long lasting for the baby and the parents of the baby. So yeah, pattern number 16 is the Pillow Talk Pillow by Red Heart. Another great stash buster. Although this is shown using, I think, the Itty Bitty Stripes Red Heart yarn, you can use other yarns with it. You can decide to stripe every row, every other row, whatever works for you. So yeah, this is definitely a great stash buster and something I'm really considering making for my own dorm this Valentine's Day. Definitely upping the skill level quite a bit. For pattern number 17, we have the Heart Doily by Aunt Lydia. This doily has a heart motif around the edge and some kind of edging. It's not quite picot, but I'm not sure what to call it, and kind of a spiral going outwards. I think this heart doily is so beautiful. It's so intricate. Definitely going to take more time because you are using a much thinner yarn, but I think it's worth the time and can create a really timeless piece, especially if you use a very durable yarn. Yarn fiber like cotton or even linen can be good sometimes. So Heart Doily by Aunt Lydia. Pattern number 18 is the Monster for Your Love Little Amigurumi by Bernat. I think this is so cute. I think this would be really cute if you have young kids, something that you can give to them. I do like that it doesn't use traditional safety eyes, so you have the option of having like those kind of googly monster eyes, or you could embroider eyes on if you just want to be extra sure if you're giving it to like a toddler or a baby. But yeah, I think it's really cute, a great way to like have a small gift that's quick to whip up. And I think especially because you don't really see a lot of, or at least I don't see a lot of knitting amigurumi, this is a great way to kind of venture into it. And because it's supposed to be a monster, you don't have to be super precise. If there's a mistake or something, that's just a new character trait feature of the monster. So I think this is so cute and definitely a win. And then for number 19, we have Puppy Love by Red Heart. I think this is so, I think I miscounted. This is number 20, sorry. And this is Puppy Love by Red Heart. I think this pattern is really cute. I think this pattern is great for your pet. And even if you were to make like a matching piece for yourself, I think it's really pretty. So yeah, I think also it's great because you can change the colors around. So I know in the sample they have it in white, but if I was making this, I would change it to a much darker color just because my dog is so dirty and loves running and playing around. But yeah, I think this is great, especially because, as I was saying before, like February in all places is not quite warm yet. So if you have a small dog that gets cold easily or just doesn't like going outside, making them this little sweater out of some wool yarn or another type of warm yarn could be really nice for them. So anyway, those are all the patterns I have. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to comment down below if you're making or knitting anything for yourself or for someone in your life this Valentine's Day. And if you like this video, make sure to comment, share, like, and subscribe. I post videos every weekday, so I'll see you soon. Have fun crafting. Bye!